Jay Shed in Fremantle has just been given a new lease of life, courtesy of a local group of artists led by the sculptor Greg James. And Gallery Watch was fortunate to be there for a recent opening of a group photography exhibition where we were also able to get the inside goss on the recent renovations.
Here we have Greg James, head of this sculpture gallery. Okay, so Greg, can you give me a few words about the exhibition we have here behind us?
The exhibition today is really to celebrate a project that's been ongoing for most of this year. The project was about getting Jay Shed painted, and we organised sponsorship with a few with colorific painting contractors, Dulux Australia, Cicerellos.
Why is it important to revitalise the Jay Shed in this way?
For many years the Jay Shed's been quietly running into disrepair, and we're in a position where it's a heritage type building, but we're right on the coast and it gets hammered in the weather, and so over the years it started to deteriorate.
Tell me about your input here in Jay Shed.
I'm one of the first people who were allowed to have a studio here at Jay Shed 20 years ago. The council at the time had the initiative to turn these studios into artist studios. We had to commit ourselves to a long-term lease and try and build a viable arts practice that was based on being self-sufficient, which we have done. For 20 years we've been here.
Why is it important to keep the arts alive here in Fremantle?
Oh look, Fremantle has such a thriving arts community, and what we're seeing down here at the Colorific Shed is work by Greg James and Jenny Dawson and so many other artists that exemplifies what Fremantle's all about. The community spirit and the creativity and innovation that is here is something that we need to protect and we need to foster.
The Jay Shed is such an iconic space right down on Bathers Beach, and it has been looking tired for a number of years, and I think what we're seeing now is that a real realisation of what a jewel it is in Fremantle's crown, but a forgotten one. And it's been fantastic to see Greg James and Jenny and the people down here really taking that, and I mean, with the new amazing, colorific paint job, and that real sense of the studio starting to be exhibition spaces as well. I think we're going to see that the Jay Shed become a real attractor for this part of Fremantle.
Such a lovely space. Outside there we've got this nice space, and there's this end of Fremantle is supposed to be an art precinct. And as an art precinct, it's great to see artists working.
Could you tell me a little bit about this painting?
I don't usually do big paintings, so this is the biggest one I've ever done. So it's a new venture for me to go into that sort of thing. But it combines my love of colour and love of painting people. This day it's all about the photography, which is what the exhibition upstairs in Greg James' studio is. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, this is an active studio where the public is welcome to come along and watch Australia-known artists at work.
Let's introduce you to Lidia D'Opera. She's one of our photographers here at the exhibition. Hi Lydia.
Hi.
Hi, can you tell me what inspired these photographs we have behind us?
Well, Paris is a beautiful city, and it's a city I love to visit. And when I shoot, I normally shoot in black and white. But what I loved about Paris and the shop fronts is the vibrant colours. So I decided to do these ones in colour, just to demonstrate vibrancy and the difference that a city can have with beautiful coloured shop fronts. So I think we can learn a lot from our European cousins. So with these photos, in terms of taking the images, I always love to get people in those images and making sure that the human element is actually there as well. So as you can see with them, there's always the human element, as you can see as well, which I feel brings the photograph alive.
Can you tell me about these series of photographs we have behind us here?
Well, they're a series taken in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, on the Buriganga River, which is a tributary of the Ganges, which is like the holiest river in India. When I was asked to show in this exhibition, I wanted to show black and white images because that's my tradition as a photographer. I decided to, they wanted colour, so I just muted the whole tonality of the images down.
Can you tell me about your input here at the J Shed?
Yeah, what we're actually doing is custom-made furniture, and that's all in solid timber. We try to keep the market like in an upclass market. So because there's a lot of bad furniture out there, or many people, they get the stuff imported from China, and we try to get back to get it local made in WA using native timber or imported timber. To be self-employed, that was always a dream, because you work for yourself and you can put all your energy in your pieces, and that's the best, I guess.
Photographically speaking, I'm actually a streetscape photographer, but I changed my mind and decided to do people instead. So this is actually my first time that I actually got people in my photos, and I thought I'll dedicate to the African and South American community that's been working in Perth for years and doing their thing. I've been here for 20 years, so I've contributed a lot to the area, and hopefully we can contribute in the future. It's become part of my life and many people's life. So, yeah, it means a lot to me.
What are you hoping for in the future for the J Shed?
J Shed is looking fantastic. I hope it does bring lots more people down in this area. J Shed, of the colour, the arts precinct, is a little out the way here, so hopefully it's made it more well known.
Well, I just think this is the beginning of something really big and beautiful that will celebrate this part of Fremantle, this historic part of Fremantle with Bathers Beach and the harbour and all of the elements around that. No, it's just fantastic, and I'm really uplifted by what I've seen here today. The terrific rejuvenation of this J Shed is just the beginning.
What I can imagine happening is that people like Greg and Jenny will keep doing what they're doing, and we will keep coming to openings and using these spaces like this. But we'll also see in this area, for example, perhaps a bar or cafe gallery actually embedded into the precinct, so to draw people down 7 days a week into this precinct. And I think with that, better links to Fishing Boat Harbour and to the Maritime Museum, I think you'll see this as one of those places like the Fishing Boat Harbour is now, where people love to come on when they visit Fremantle.
I think people should come down and visit the J Shed to get a little bit of an insight on what happens here. When they come into my studio when it's open, you have a situation where you can come into a gallery and it's generally showing some of my sculpture, but quite often showing other people's work, like this exhibition and the one to follow. You get a chance to see a variety of work, but you also get an opportunity to look from the gallery down into a working studio. And sometimes it's noisy and sometimes it's dusty, and for us that's life. And many people have very little idea of just how much work or how much even just the infrastructure involved in creating various pieces. So here they just get a little bit of an understanding of where it happens, how it happens, and you can just see there's a number of things that can grow from this and develop. So
this is just the beginning, eh?
I hope this is the beginning with a bang.
I'm Greg's PA here at J Shed. I've had a lot to do with the organisation of this exhibition. And I was kind of the one that initiated the painting project, I guess. I think now that it's painted, it's a lot more friendly and welcoming. We're going to get a lot more people in, I think, and a lot more people knowing where we are and just putting J Shed on the map, I think, of Fremantle. So, yeah, it looks pretty good for the future. We're hoping to get a bit more business.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Gallery Watch. It's our aim to bring the art world to you and to provide a behind-the-scenes access to the art industry. But don't forget about our website at gallerywatch.com.au, where you'll find further information on all of the artists, exhibitions, events, and the galleries from each episode. My name is Robert Buratti, and I look forward to seeing you again on Gallery Watch.